11. A customer needs to prevent attackers from hijacking their domain/IP and redirecting users to a malicious site through a man-in-the-middle attack. Which solution should this customer use? A. VPC flow logs. B. Cloud Armor. C. DNS security extensions. D. Cloud Identity Aware Proxy. Correct answer, C. (12) A customer deploys an application to App Engine and needs to check for Open Web Application Security Project (OWASP) vulnerabilities. Which service should be used to accomplish this? A. Cloud Armor. B. Google Cloud Audit Logs. C. Web Security Scanner. D. Anomaly Detection. Correct answer, C. 13. A customer's data science group wants to use Google Cloud Platform, GCP, for their analytics workloads. Company policy dictates that all data must be company-owned and all user authentications must go through their own Security Assertion Markup Language, SML, 2.0 Identity Provider, IDP. The Infrastructure Operations Systems engineer was trying to set up cloud identity for the customer and realized that their domain was already being used by G Suite. How should you best advise the systems engineer to proceed with the least disruption? A. Contact Google support and initiate the domain contestation process to use the domain name in your new cloud identity domain. B. Register a new domain name, and use that for the new cloud identity domain. C. Ask Google to provision the Data Science Manager's account as a super administrator in the existing domain. D. Ask customers management to discover any other uses of Google managed services, and work with the existing super administrator. Correct answer, D. 14. A business unit at a multinational corporation signs up for GCP and starts moving workloads into GCP. The business unit creates a cloud identity domain with an organizational resource that has hundreds of projects. Your team becomes aware of this and wants to take over managing permissions and auditing the domain resources. Which type of access should your team grant to meet this requirement? A. Organization Administrator. B. Security Reviewer. C. Organization Role Administrator. D. Organization Policy Administrator. Correct answer, A. 15. An application running on a compute engine instance needs to read data from a cloud storage bucket. Your team does not allow cloud storage buckets to be globally readable and wants to ensure the principle of least privilege. Which option meets the requirement of your team? A. Create a cloud storage ACL that allows read-only access from the compute engine instance's IP address and allows the application to read from the bucket without credentials. B. Use a service account with read-only access to the cloud storage bucket, and store the credentials to the service account in the config of the application on the compute engine instance. C. Use a service account with read-only access to the cloud storage bucket to retrieve the credentials from the instance metadata. D. Encrypt the data in the cloud storage bucket using Cloud KMS, and allow the application to decrypt the data with the KMS key. Correct answer, C. 16. An organization's typical network and security review consists of analyzing application transit routes, request handling, and firewall rules. They want to enable their developer teams to deploy new applications without the overhead of this full review. How should you advise this organization? A. Use Forseti with firewall filters to catch any unwanted configurations in production. B. Mandate use of infrastructure as code and provide static analysis in the CI/CD pipelines to enforce policies. C. Route all VPC traffic through customer-managed routers to detect malicious patterns in production. D. All production applications will run on-premises. Allow developers free rein in GCP as their dev and QA platforms. Correct answer, B. 17. An employer wants to track how bonus compensations have changed over time to identify employee outliers and correct earning disparities. This task must be performed without exposing the sensitive compensation data for any individual and must be reversible to identify the outlier. Which cloud data loss prevention API technique should you use to accomplish this? A. Generalization. B. Redaction. C. Crypto hash config. D. Crypto replace FFX feep config. Correct answer, D. 18. An organization adopts Google Cloud Platform, GCP, for application hosting services and needs guidance on setting up password requirements for their cloud identity account. The organization has a password policy requirement that corporate employee passwords must have a minimum number of characters. Which cloud identity password guidelines can the organization use to inform their new requirements? A. Set the minimum length for passwords to be 8 characters. B. Set the minimum length for passwords to be 10 characters. C. Set the minimum length for passwords to be 12 characters. D. Set the minimum length for passwords to be 6 characters. Correct answer, A. 19. You need to follow Google recommended practices to leverage envelope encryption and encrypt data at the application layer. What should you do? I generate a data encryption key, DEK, locally to encrypt the data, and generate a new key encryption key, KEK, in Cloud KMS to encrypt the DEK. Store both the encrypted data and the encrypted DEK. B. Generate a data encryption key, DEK, locally to encrypt the data, and generate a new key encryption key, KEK, in Cloud KMS to encrypt the DEK. Store both the encrypted data and the KEK. C. Generate a new data encryption key, DEK, in Cloud KMS to encrypt the data, and generate a key encryption key, KEK, locally to encrypt the key. Store both the encrypted data and the encrypted DEK. D. Generate a new data encryption key, DEK, in Cloud KMS to encrypt the data, and generate a key encryption key, KEK, locally to encrypt the key. Store both the encrypted data and the KEK. Correct answer, A. 20. How should a customer reliably deliver Stackdriver logs from GCP to their on-premises SIEM system? A. Send all logs to the SIEM system via an existing protocol such as syslog. B. Configure every project to export all their logs to a common BigQuery dataset, which will be queried by the SIEM system. C. Configure organizational log syncs to export logs to a cloud pub/subtopic, which will be sent to the SIEM via Dataflow. D. Build a connector for the SIEM to query for all logs in real time from the GCP RESTful JSON APIs. Correct answer, C.